The start of the year is international gun and hunting show season, and this is Germany's biggest, Jagd Hund, in a series of tin sheds in Dortmund. Inside those sheds is a magical world of adventure, hunting outfitters, gun companies, sporting agents and more these days, African officials in the Northern Hemisphere, partly to market their countries and partly because they are worried about a creeping colonialisation by some in Europe and America who want to ban trophy imports in a misguided attempt to save wildlife. Here's the man from Zimbabwe's Parks Authority expressing his anger at the proposed British trophy imports ban due to be debated in Westminster on the 13th of June 2025.
That's the arrogance that we've always been talking about. If they want, they can take some of few animals, they roam freely in London, they can roam freely in New York, so that they see what it means to share borders with wildlife. Our communities are losing their lives every day because of the clashes between animals and human beings. So we are inviting the UK government to come and take few animals, few elephants, free lions there. They can roam freely in London, they can roam freely in Manchester, so that they know what we are talking about.
At the SCI show in Nashville, Tennessee, I meet the Namibian tourism minister who says the same thing in a more diplomatic way.
Well, I think what is important for us and the message to the British government is to understand where we're coming from as a country. And I think this discussion has transcended over not only Zambia, but in the various other countries. I sit as the coordinating chair for the Kavango Zambezi Transfrontier Conservation Area, which is one of the largest conservation areas in the world today. And what we've seen over a period of time is that if these particular animals are left unchecked, which for many years we have been managing, conserving, for many years, I must state it. So we have a number of conflict. This is where now you've seen lives being lost. We've seen crops being decimated because of this wildlife.
The country that we call Zimbabwe or Africa is not expanding, but the population of animals keep on increasing. The population of human beings keeps on increasing, so there's need for balance.
Backing up the officials are the landowners and the outfitters, the people who have to deal with wildlife on a day-to-day basis, who want it, partly because they love it, partly because it's good for business, and who have to balance their needs with the needs of local communities.
The money that we derive from this hunting process actually is plowed back, most of it is plowed back into conservation, into the properties where these animals are taken from. Not only that, we have communities that live with wildlife also. They also benefit from the revenue derived from such a process. We practice sustainable conservation, be it through consumptive tourism or non-consumptive tourism. It's all sustainable, and unfortunately we believe this negativity is said without them having first-hand experience out in the field.
Also at the German show is our own Neil Rowntree, who talks to the man from ZImParks and finds surprising common ground between Zimbabwe and his own home country of Scotland.
When you actually meet the people that have their hands in the soil, whatever you are on this planet, you suddenly get a very different story to the one that the public is being sold. Your stories there, you know, the guy saying in our area, lions eat people, elephants trample people, but we have to live with nature, and they're happy to live with nature. What they're unhappy with is people dictating how they should live with nature, because they've had a relationship with wildlife that's been part of their food, part of their culture, and part of their land use for centuries and generations. And all of a sudden, people that are disconnected from the land are dictating. And I found it incredible. Highlands of Scotland, land of Africa, the tyranny of the majority is running rural communities and everything we care about into the ground till we don't exist. And the thing people have to take away from it is that 96% of all of the mammal life on Earth isn't wildlife, it's us and it's agriculture. Only 4% of it's wildlife. Leave the people that are custodians doing what they do best. Fascinating, thoroughly enjoyed meeting the guy, made my day.
I believe the Germans and most European countries are a different ball game. They understand conservation, in my opinion, and they are also out to promote conservation through hunting.
The UK is just a bit weird.
With due respect, I think so.